For as long as John Tibbits has run Conestoga College, he's made it his mission to turn a small community college into a giant moneymaker, no matter the cost. From cashing in on international students to stirring up fights with other college leaders, Tibbits has built a career on pushing boundaries and chasing profit. But it seems the person hurt most by his actions is Tibbits himself, as his thirst for power and expansion has sparked anger from students, teachers, and the whole community.
Reminding me of some terrible experiences that I had when I worked at Conestoga College.
Can we make $140 million if we open up a bunch of one-year, dog shit programs for international students who want to come here and get permanent residence?
Some employers are planning to blacklist all students from Conestoga College from here on. What the fuck?
Hi, welcome to Canada, where I create weekly documentaries. And today, we're diving into the rise and fall of John Tibbits and the chaotic transformation of Conestoga College. Tibbits is Ontario's longest running college president. And over the years, he's pushed Conestoga to the top. But at what cost? To put it simply, John Tibbits is the kind of leader who puts money and size over the good of his students and has turned Conestoga into a place where his ambition has changed everything. John Tibbits took over Conestoga College back in 1987. At that time, the college was a community college facing funding cuts and an uncertain future. Right from the start, Tibbits set out to make Conestoga a big name, creating a 10-year plan focused on boosting enrollment, building ties with businesses, and expanding programs to fit the job market. His approach worked, and Conestoga soon got a reputation of building job-ready students, which drew in more students and more attention. But as his influence grew, so did his desire for control. Tibbits became known for running things with an iron grip, centralizing decision-making and quickly firing anyone who got in his way. With time, his ambitions only grew, setting up Conestoga on a path to become Canada's most lucrative and profitable colleges, a shift that would come at a serious cost. Over the years, John Tibbits' strategy for Conestoga College shifted into overdrive with only one goal: pack in as many international students as possible. What began as a plan to boost the college's reputation quickly turned into a frenzy.
It seems we have a lot of people coming to Conestoga College.
What college or university are you studying at?
I'm studying in Conestoga in Kitchener, downtown campus.
With Conestoga enrolling tens of thousands of students each year from abroad. By 2023, Conestoga was processing 30,000 international students, raking in hundreds of millions of dollars in international student fees and setting a national record.
Population, you said 20,000 students from India?
Yeah, about that, approximately, yes. About that, yes.
But behind the impressive numbers was a brewing storm. Faculty raised alarms as far back as 2020, warning that the massive influx of students was overwhelming the resources, leading to overcrowded classes, weakened academic standards, and even safety issues in trade programs. Students were being crammed into local housing, some reportedly living 13 in a house, while others faced steep rent prices and having to work multiple full-time jobs just to survive. Yet, even as these issues piled up, Tibbits kept expanding, defending Conestoga's role and pointing fingers at other colleges.
We didn't do this. I know we get accused at times, oh, well, they're just making money. The truth of the matter is, if all the money we are bringing in, we're reinvesting in the community.
Now, as the government imposes enrollment caps, Conestoga's unsustainable growth is beginning to show cracks, leaving students, staff members, and the community questioning if the college's transformation was worth the cost. As Conestoga continued to swell with international students, the community's frustration became hard to ignore. Comments from students and locals started to flood online platforms like Reddit, Facebook, and TikTok, calling out the college's rapid expansion. Its criminal levels of abuse at this point, one commenter wrote, highlighting the strain on housing and resources. Others were just as blunt as saying, Conestoga needs to be shut down. I feel terrible for anyone getting a degree from here. It's worthless now. One student went as far as labeling the college an immigration scam, accusing Tibbits of turning education into a cash grab, while another urged, treat them as the diploma mill that they are. These voices paint a picture of a college that's gained wealth at a steep cost, leaving students feeling more like commodities than future graduates. As this criticism over Conestoga's international student intake escalated, Tibbits didn't back down. In his response, he defended the college's practices, pointing fingers at the government and other institutions. Now, we're the focus because we're large and we're serving 1.2 million people, downplaying Conestoga's role by noting that colleges in Toronto were intaking even larger numbers in Conestoga without proper housing and facilities. Tibbits went even further, blaming the government's loose visa policies, claiming Conestoga had actually tried to cut admissions by almost 10,000 students in recent years. He argued that the responsibility for the overflow wasn't Conestoga's, but the government's. Despite the criticism, Tibbits described Conestoga's international student program as an economic driver for the region, pushing back against the idea that the college's growth had spun out of control. But Tibbits' quest for dominance did not stop at student admissions. Earlier this year, a new scandal erupted when Tibbits publicly insulted Sault College president David Orazade, reportedly calling him a and labeling northern colleges as puppy mill.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. The president of Conestoga College is defending its school record and at the same time calling the Sault Ste. Marie College president a...
The incident came just after the government introduced caps on international student intake, which Orazade suggested was due to bad actors like Tibbits and his college.
The numbers down, but the question is, how do you get rid of the bad actors in the sector? So we in the sector know who the bad actors are, and
instead of addressing the criticism professionally, Tibbits' response was to launch a personal attack, sparking a $200,000 defamation lawsuit by David Orazade. Conestoga's board scrambled to issue a statement and even demanded an apology, but the damage was done, and Tibbits' outburst only added fuel to the fire, tarnishing Conestoga's image further. Despite the constant controversies, Conestoga's board of governors decided to extend Tibbits' contract for another year, seemingly unfazed with the ongoing backlash. This extension comes even as Tibbits is amongst the highest paid college presidents right now, raking in nearly $500,000 annually, with a recent 20.7% increase in his salary. If you notice, his salary has continued to climb alongside Conestoga's international college students' enrollments, fueling the accusations that he's profiting off the very students impacted by his expansion policies. To many, it appears as if Tibbits is reaping the rewards, while his critics bear the fallout for his relentless drive for growth.
Now, I worked in a department that was 100% focused on creating as many programs as possible, pumping them out as quickly as possible to get international students to come to the college.
When news broke that the Conestoga's Board of Governors extended Tibbits' contract for yet another year, student responses were swift and brutal. One user exclaimed, "Oh Lord, why would they keep him around when they so obviously need to make a change?" Another pointed out the irony. "Read the room, Conestoga. Tibbits is the that needs to go." This sentiment echoed widely as students and community members expressed outrage over the decision to retain an 80-year-old president who they claimed have harmed both the college's reputation and the students themselves. A former Conestoga graduate also shared their perspective, reflecting on how the college had deteriorated over the years. They recalled a time when Conestoga was respected, with professors dedicated to upholding academic integrity. However, the graduate noted that the influx of international students led to academic dishonesty and lowered standards, where the students were allegedly passed despite failing to maintain high enrollment and passing numbers. They expressed their frustration, stating that Tibbits had burned my diploma to the ground and that the Conestoga diplomas don't hold any value anymore, turning Conestoga into a diploma mill that employers now try to avoid. Be ashamed of yourself for being at Conestoga, the graduate concluded, lamenting the loss of college's former integrity. It's truly sad to see what has happened to Conestoga College over the last few years, and to see how the students who spend so much money attending a college whose degrees are now looked down upon by a lot of employers. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and also what school or college you would like me to cover next. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.